Hello everyone, welcome to our wrap of day 2 of the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge. Now today our leaders went past the 1,000 kilometre milestone as they battled conditions under that really tough outback sun. Now over the past 6 challenges, Nuon Solar team from the Netherlands and Japan's Tokai University have shared the honours at each event, and that rivalry is continuing this year. The Dutch team are still out in front at the end of day 2, but they did cop a 10-minute penalty early on for speeding, which means their lead is now only 8 kilometres. Tokai, well, they started the day in 3rd spot, but quickly jumped into 2nd when they overtook Team Twente's red engine. In the Michelin Cruiser class, all teams have arrived at the overnight control stop at Tennant Creek with the opportunity for charging there. Powercore Sun Cruiser was the first there, arriving at 2:09 this afternoon. Solar Team Eindhoven just 7 minutes behind them. And the University of New South Wales entry has jumped into 3rd after the team from the University of Minnesota had to be trailered into Tennant Creek. But they do remain positive and hope that their 2013 challenge isn't over. Tracy Kotsia caught up with some of the front runners.
The 3rd control stop on the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge is here at Tennant Creek, but it's also the end of the 1st stage for the cruiser class. But what does that mean for the teams involved?
Yeah, you have to deal with the charge in your battery. The best is to reach this control stop with an empty battery, of course. But yeah, that's really a risk, because you don't want to be at like 10 kilometers of this stop and then standing still. You get a high score if you recharge less. So we have 3 opportunities to recharge, plus the one at the start. So that's 4, and yeah, your score is normalized on the numbers of charges you do.
So with a chance to top up their batteries tonight, the teams were able to pick up speed in the final kilometres of stage 1, and it was the Bochum solar car team that arrived at the control stop first.
I think it was 2 hours ago that we passed Eindhoven and got the first place.
How did it feel to overtake them?
It's a really nice feeling, because now we are the first one.
Bochum passed us first hour, I guess. Then we were behind them at the Merit control stop. It was a gap of 2 minutes. Then we passed Bochum, and I think 2 hours before we reached this control stop, Bochum passed us again.
So a real game of cat and mouse developing between these leading cruiser class cars, but it's not just speed that counts in this points-based category.
We're very pleased, because we know that we have a better score at the number of persons. We were almost all the way with 3 persons, only the first stage were 2.
There's a lot of things at play in terms of the scoring. Is that quite a significant thing that you have 3 passengers and they have 1?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, first thing is then the speed, but yeah, we're not that far behind them. And yeah, we also have the persons. That's where we have the first score. And then there is the recharging, because we can recharge tonight. And it looks like Bochum is also going to recharge. So that's where we are even. So yeah, that's really a strategic decision to put more people in the car and try to keep up with Bochum.
Will you stay with 3 people, or are there some other stages where you'll potentially drop back to 2 or 1, or even push it up to 4?
Yeah, that actually also depends on the weather, but also the distance between the 2 points where you can recharge. For instance, we can recharge tomorrow, and maybe it's an advantage to put more people if it's sunny, and otherwise we have to drop back to 3 or 2.
Now the cruiser class can get a bit confusing, with so many variables at play, from the number of people in the car through to the way they harvest their energy. You can be sure that the drama of this competition will be played out all the way to Adelaide.
And of course, when they get to Adelaide, the final piece of the jigsaw will be placed when the cars are assessed on practicality. In the GoPro Adventure class, Aurora Evolution has maintained its stranglehold on the class and is actually sitting 5th in the overall standings. Antikari and Sophie Force still fill the minor placings. So despite not quite reaching today's original goal of Alice Springs, the leaders will be hoping to still get as far as Cooper Pedy tomorrow. Weather-wise, things are expected to ease up a little bit for the drivers tomorrow in day 3, but the temperatures are still going to hit the high 30s, which is perfect for keeping the cars charged. So that's it for now. Don't forget to join us for tomorrow, day 3 of the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge.